high in the towering embrace of man's ambition. In a city that had grown with the feverish zeal of the modern age, there existed an unexpected paradise, an oasis on a rooftop, born from nature's persistent urge to reclaim what was once hers. Nestled amidst this concrete jungle, this rooftop garden stood, a testament to nature's endurance against the indomitable march of progress. Like a solitary green isle in a sea of gray, it spoke of a delicate truce between mankind and the land, a whispered promise exchanged in the shadow of looming skyscrapers. From this lofty vantage point, the gaze was irresistibly drawn towards the river. It lay below like a relic from an ancient age, a ribbon of liquid nostalgia, winding its way with the deliberation of a sage penning his memoirs. This river, older than the very stones upon which the city stood, captured the essence of the setting sun, each evening presenting a tableau of colors, deep golds that spoke of bygone summer afternoons, rich crimsons reminiscent of first loves, and purples that whispered secrets of the night yet to come. The river moved with the grace of a dancer who knows she's the last of her kind. There was a sadness in its languor, a mournful tune sung by the very water itself. Was it remembering the days before the city, when its banks were fringed with wildflowers rather than concrete? When its waters mirrored the endless sky rather than the iron outlines of the bridges? These reflections, both literal and introspective, meandered in the flow, carrying the stories of both its ancient past and the ever-evolving present. Adjacent to the river, trees stood, their roots delving deep, seeking the lifeblood of the earth, their branches outstretched like the arms of supplicants in prayer. These trees bore the weight of centuries, silent witnesses to epochs gone by. They had seen battles and loves, heard the laughter of children and the laments of mourners. Their bark bore the scars of time, and their leaves whispered secrets only the wind could comprehend. As the sun dipped lower, their silhouettes on the water appeared like dark spirits, shimmering and dancing, performing an age-old ritual to welcome the night. Farther off, the city hummed, a gentle drone, much like the distant rumbling of thunder or the subdued roar of an ocean beyond the horizon. The sounds of humanity, the clang of a trolley, the distant laughter from a street cafe, the soft, melancholy wail of a lone saxophonist, were all rendered almost ethereal, muffled by the height and softened by the caress of the evening breeze. These sounds were the heartbeat of the city, a lullaby of life in perpetual motion. Yet, as dusk deepened its embrace, a transformation occurred. The city, with its million stories, seemed to retreat, giving precedence to the eternal saga of nature. The buildings, those colossal giants of steel and glass, faded into obscurations, while the sky, a vast canvas of the cosmos, came alive. The first stars, timid sentinels of the night, began to twinkle, hinting at mysteries far beyond humankind. And as you stood there, in that rooftop garden, surrounded by tufts of grass and blossoms that dared to grow amidst concrete, there was an overwhelming sense of being part of something far greater, a tapestry woven through time. The city, with its ceaseless ebb and flow, the river, with its ageless grace, and the heavens, with their infinite wonders, all converged in that singular moment of twilight. The juxtaposition was profound, a dance of contrasts, where the ancient and the immediate, the cosmic and the earthly, swirled together. The fading light etched everything in sharper relief, casting both shadows and clarity. Each blade of grass in the garden, every distant windowpane in the city, and all the myriad ripples upon the river's surface were like notes in a symphony, an ode to the fleeting beauty of existence. Stepping back, as the first cool breezes of the night began to play, you felt an indescribable connection. A bond that tied the heartbeats of individuals to the rhythm of the city to the pulse of the river, and the river to the eternal cadence of the cosmos. It was a reminder that, in the grand tapestry of existence, everything is interconnected, every moment precious, every sunset a sonnet. And in the embrace of that understanding, as day surrendered to night, the world seemed both vast and intimate, a paradox only nature could pen and only a heart, truly open, could fathom. In a shift, akin to turning a page of a voluminous novel, you pivoted from the age-old narrative of the river to a more immediate tale, one written in neon signs, headlights, and the murmured secrets of the city after dark. The garden behind you, with its quaint charm, seemed to recede into silence, urging you to lean into a different kind of allure, a more contemporary symphony. Below, the streets unraveled like pathways of luminescence, intricate and sprawling, reminiscent of stories told and untold. If the river was the city's ancient memory, then these streets were its pulsing veins, channels of life and history, filled with luminosity. They shone not with a steady glow but with a rhythm, one that seemed to sync with the very heartbeat of the city. Cars moved with a spectral grace, their sparse numbers giving them the aura of phantoms. They glided along these lit pathways, their headlights like eyes, sometimes sharp and focused, sometimes dreamy and diffused. Each vehicle, though seemingly insignificant in the vast expanse of the urban sprawl, was a vessel of stories. One could almost imagine the myriad thoughts occupying the minds of the drivers, a father rushing home to see his newborn, a young woman lost in the music from her radio, an old man reminiscing about streets less crowded from his youth. As these vehicles passed, their lights interacted with the city structures, casting shadows that were both fleeting and eternal. They danced, a ballet of light and dark, an interplay of the seen and the unseen. This play was choreographed by the city itself, with street lamps as spotlights and alleyways providing the dramatic shade. Towering above this dance were the city's skyscrapers. They stood as sentinels, some proud and others weary, but all alight. Their windows twinkled, not with the impersonal brightness of mere buildings, but with the intimate glow of human lives. Each window suggested a narrative, a family dinner, a solitary writer lost in thought, a child's laughter, or lovers sharing a silent moment. Together, they appeared as massive lanterns, their lights not just illuminating the physical space but also casting beams into the vastness of human emotion and experience. Yet, for all its brightness, the city's voice was subdued. Sounds from the streets below rose like smoke, curling and winding their way up. They came as fragments, a car's distant honk that might have signaled a reunion or a warning, the murmur of a late-night conversation hinting at secrets or perhaps mundane reflections on the day gone by. There were footsteps too, some brisk and determined, others slow and contemplative, but each echoing the essence of a life in motion. From this perch, the city felt both close and miles away. Close in its palpable energy, in the intricate dance of light and shade, in the stories that seemed just within grasp. Yet, it was distant in its vastness, in the enigma each window held, in the whispered conversations that one could feel but not quite discern. It dawned upon you then, as you stood on the cusp of this urban tapestry, that cities, much like people, have dual natures. There's the overt, the loud, the boisterous, the city of the day. And then, there's the subtle, the reflective, the dreamy, the city of the night. This nocturnal state, with its muted tones and softened sounds, was a testament to the city's soul, a soul that, much like the river on the garden's other side, flowed with tales both ancient and immediate. The city's enduring spirit was not just in its structures or its lights but in its ability to be both a hubbub of activity and a haven of tranquility. In its heart, it held both the fervor of the day and the peace of the night. And as you absorbed this duality, the skyscrapers, the streets, and the silent cars all seemed to whisper a truth, that in every entity, be it nature or man-made, there lies a profound depth, a story waiting to be acknowledged, understood, and cherished. As the minutes unfurled, a gentle breeze stirred, making its urban pilgrimage from distant parks and emptying alleys, brushing past lampposts and kissing the myriad faces of the city. It seemed almost curious, as if seeking stories from every nook and cranny. When this breeze reached the garden and swept past you, it carried with it a mosaic of scents, the warm aroma of freshly baked bread from a corner bakery, the faint sweetness of jasmine from a hidden balcony garden, and the unmistakable tang of rain on asphalt, hinting at a distant drizzle. Down below, the occasional bus lumbered into view, its windows illuminated, revealing silhouettes of its occupants. Some leaned against windows, lost in thought, while others chatted softly, their laughter a mere hint on the wind. The rhythm of tires on wet roads, the occasional splash as they navigated through unseen puddles, all added to the city's nocturnal symphony. And then there were the buildings, not just the lofty skyscrapers but the shorter, older structures that spoke of eras gone by. Their facades, though worn by time and weather, glowed with a dignity only age can bestow. They stood as quiet custodians of the city's legacy, their walls bearing witness to histories both celebrated and forgotten. Here, a neon sign from a jazz bar flickered intermittently, casting a rosy hue on the cobblestone street. There, the warm glow from an old-fashioned lamppost illuminated the intricate carvings on a building's entrance, hinting at craftsmen long gone. The longer you observed, the more the city revealed its layers. It wasn't just a sprawling metropolis but a living, breathing entity. It was a testament to humanity's quest for growth and advancement while still clinging to memories and heritage. Amidst the beams of headlights, between the gaps of the city's brick and mortar, in the soft echoes that rose to your rooftop sanctuary, there was a poignant blend of melancholy and hope, solitude and community, the past and the unfolding present. A stray cat, perhaps drawn by the warmth of the rooftop or the allure of the night, sauntered up beside you, its soft purring a gentle counterpoint to the distant city sounds. It seemed perfectly at home amidst this urban panorama, a tiny guardian of the night's mysteries. This was the magic of the city after dark. It wasn't just in the lights and shadows but in the silent stories they framed. It was in the juxtaposition of the bustling day's memories and the serene intimacy of the night. And as the first hints of dawn began to paint the horizon, it became evident that the city, with all its complexities, was a living testament to the dance of time, a blend of yesterdays and tomorrows, eternally unfolding under the watchful eyes of the stars. In this garden, a sanctuary amid the hustle of life, the hammock beckoned like an old friend, promising solace and an embrace of gentle nostalgia. As you approached, the weight of the world seemed to lighten, and the muted conversations of the city below became soft murmurs, like echoes from another life. 2 potted trees stood sentinel, their trunks sturdy, their leaves shimmering like emerald dreams, whispering tales of winds they had known and birds they had sheltered. You eased into the hammock, and its fabric wrapped around you with the familiarity of a well-loved quilt, holding memories of summer nights and whispered dreams. It cradled you, not just in its material grasp but in the embrace of memories, of times when the world seemed simpler, and the night sky was a canvas of wonder. And oh, what a canvas it was tonight! Above, the heavens stretched infinitely, a grand tapestry woven with threads of light and shadow. The stars, those ancient sentinels of time, shone with a brightness that seemed to defy the very city lights that had captivated you earlier. They twinkled, not with the fickleness of mere lights, but with the wisdom of eons, bearing witness to the dreams, hopes, and aspirations of countless souls who had gazed upon them through millennia. Constellations, like old friends, revealed themselves. They spoke in a silent language of heroes and monsters, of love lost and found, of battles waged and peace brokered. The myths and legends of yore played out in patterns of light, a celestial theater of stories that had shaped cultures and kindled imaginations. Every so often, a shooting star would dash across this grand stage, a fleeting performer, its brilliance burning brightly, if only for a moment. Each streak felt like a private show, an intimate spectacle, inviting silent wishes and unspoken dreams. Beneath this cosmic dance, the subtle fragrance from the garden's blooms spiraled upwards. The scent of roses, reminiscent of first loves and whispered secrets, mingled with the deeper, earthier tones of jasmine, hinting at mysteries of the night. These aromas, coupled with the gentle hum of the city, created an ambient lullaby, a song that seemed to be composed of the very essence of the universe. As you swayed gently in the hammock's embrace, the boundary between the self and the cosmos seemed to blur. It felt as though the stars above and the earth below pulsed in unison with your heartbeat. The vastness of the universe, with its incomprehensible scale and mystery, suddenly felt intimate, as if it were a part of you, and you a part of it. Here, suspended between earth and sky, time seemed to pause. The worries and anxieties of the day, the noise and rush of the world, all faded into insignificance. In their place, an overwhelming sense of serenity flourished, a profound realization of one's place in the grand tapestry of existence. It was a moment of communion, not just with the immediate surroundings but with the universe at large, with every star that had ever shone, with every dream that had ever been dreamt. This hammock, in this garden atop a sleeping city, became a portal, a gateway to a deeper understanding, a bridge between the tangible and the ethereal. And as you lay there, cocooned in the gentle night, you understood that every star, every whisper of the wind, every scent that wafted by, was a testament to the beauty of existence, a reminder of the delicate balance of life, and the profound interconnectedness of all things.